Hey everyone, welcome to Love and Real Estate. It's your girl, Danielle Allen, your local Northern Virginia realtor.
And this is her husband, Daryl Allen, CPA.
How are you doing today, Daryl?
Spring is in the air.
Spring is in the air. Well, speaking of spring, it is a big time where we see a lot of buyers hit the market and a lot of sellers put their homes on the market. So I have 4 tips that I want to share with you and everybody else to make your strongest offer on a home.
Okay.
And I want to get your opinion on some of these.
And that's very important in this area, though, because a lot of times you are competing against multiple people. I know, for example, our home was only on the market for a week. And I believe the guy that selected us had 12 other offers.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you are in the market, in today's market, it is very competitive in many areas. And that's not just here in Northern Virginia, but across the United States in general. And that is, a lot of that is because there is still a low number of homes that are for sale.
Yeah, there's not a lot of inventory out there.
Right. And so then that's leading to a lot of multiple offer scenarios where one property could have, anywhere from low end of 4 to 5 all the way up to like 10 or 12 offers on one property.
And I want to say something too before you get into the four items that you're going to discuss is that when you're going to see multiple homes when you're looking for the home that satisfies your taste. And when you finally find one and you put in an offer and you think it's a very good, respectable offer, but you get rejected, that's terrible. It is, because that happened to us before. It was a home actually around the corner from where we live in now, which I'm glad that everything works out, in the perfect order. I'm glad that we didn't get selected for that home because it was way smaller than the one that we're at now, but it was really beautiful inside. It was very modern and sleek, and the previous owner made a lot of renovations to it. I put in an offer that were a couple thousand more than what he was asking, and we essentially got outbidded.
Correct. So that brings me to the 4 tips that I have.
Okay.
Number 1 being exactly what you said. You need to partner with a real estate agent. And there are multiple reasons why, but the big one is real estate agents can help support buyers in their goals. And so, you can make an offer on a home without an agent. It's certainly possible. But having a real estate agent by your side, it gives you a massive advantage in figuring out what to offer on the property. And that's because a lot of agents like myself, we are privy to the local market as experts. We know, we run the CMAs to see, which is a market analysis, to see what other homes have sold in that area, and to make sure that the buyers are bidding on a price that's fair and marketable as a market value.
And then also, too, you want to understand is that this is probably, for a lot of people, going to be the biggest purchase they're going to make in their lifetime. You want to make sure you do it right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. So, tip number 2 is understand your budget. Now, this is a key that I always explain to a lot of my buyers out there, is knowing your number is even more important than ever before, especially right now when the way the interest rates are. And this was one thing that, we discussed when we went into buying our home is you may get approved for a certain amount, but that doesn't mean you want to max out that amount.
I'm glad you said that because your budget is not what the bank approves you for.
Exactly.
The bank can approve. I think the bank approved us for like $600,000, but we spent less than that. And the reason for that is because we want to be comfortable in the mortgage payments that we was going to be committed to. We didn't want to be house poor. And I do believe there's a lot of people living in the North Virginia area, probably the whole entire DMV. There are essentially house poor. I mean, they got a really nice, big, beautiful house, but you go into their house, they have no furniture, right?
Yes.
Or they can't really afford cable right now. And they're not making that decision out of a personal choice. They're making that decision because they just can't afford it.
Financially.
Because their mortgage is so high.
Exactly. So the best way to understand your budget is to sit down with a lender. Lenders, it's a free consultation in most cases with lenders, but they can also look at your debt to income ratio, your finances, what else are you paying on, and give you a better ballpark. And a lot of times you can tell lenders like, hey, I only want to pay this much this much in a mortgage. They will a lot of times let you know, okay, well then this is how much you can afford in a home. And they'll also let you know if that's something that you're going to be able to find within that market or that area. A lot of times lenders kind of know, oh, you're looking in, let's say Arlington. A lot of the homes in Arlington, net a certain threshold of income or a budget that you need. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of sitting down and getting a lender and that pre-approval, but know what your budget is, because that's something only you can decide.
Exactly. You know what you feel comfortable in paying and what you don't. Well, you should know. So you don't really, they said don't spend like more than 33% of your income on your mortgage. Mm-hmm. I heard of that before. I mean, I would recommend probably spending 25% or less of your take-home amount on your mortgage payment, just to make sure you're comfortable, and just to make sure that if there's any emergencies that arise, and when you're adulting, there's going to be a lot of emergencies.
A lot.
And you want to make sure you have the money available. But also, too, another thing, too, your mortgage also includes your homeowner's tax. Mm-hmm. It also includes your homeowner's insurance, the tax that you pay to your city or county. Mm-hmm. And also your HOA, especially in North Virginia.
Condo fees. There's a lot of places here that are condo co-ops. Some have condo co-ops and an HOA. So understand which one you're paying for, if it's one or the other or two, because they do vary and they can get very costly.
No, exactly. And your HOA is not made into your mortgage payment. That's completely separate. But if you don't pay your HOA fees and you get very behind, you can get a lien put onto your property.
Yes.
Right? So.
And also know what your budget is that you're willing to go up to. So again, in a multiple offer situation, you also want to have the strongest offer, but know how much you're willing to go up to as a cap. Because in the negotiating period, the seller may come back with a higher cap that you're not willing to go up to, or that is bumping against your overall of what the bank will loan you. So again, knowing your budget is important.
Yeah.
So number 3 is going right in line with that. Make a strong but fair offer. So again, it's only natural that you're going to want to, that's why working with an agent can read the comps and let you know, is the house listed at a fair and marketable price? But make sure that you're going in with your strongest offer up front.
Your best offer, right? I mean, I won't don't overpay. Right. But that's why you really want to have a realtor in your corner, because they will know, hey, they will help you make that decision on what is the best offer to make.
Right. And you don't want to go in insulting the other side, because you got to understand this home is something special to somebody. They may be selling it for, personal reasons or because of a job. So it has a sentimental value. So
it's not only that too, it's like a large part of their probably wealth.
Yes.
Is built into this property too. And they know you want it, and they know that there's like 20 other people that's also going to put in bids around the same time.
Right.
Right. So don't be insulting. Exactly.
So the last 4th one is trust your agent during the negotiation. So again, it all comes back to working with an agent, getting with a lender, knowing your budget, but then trust the process. And a lot of agents out there that are reputable and honest, they should sit down with you in the beginning of the process as you're looking to buy and talk you through the whole process. Be open enough to ask questions. They should be able to give you the answers. And then once you submit that offer, they keep you informed, but let them advise you and help you in the negotiating period. Because trust me, there's a lot on the other side. The seller doesn't want to have to negotiate long. That agent doesn't want to have to rewrite offer after offer. So if they've got a strong relationship with the other side's agent and they're negotiating back and forth, trust that process, because at the end of the day, that agent wants to make sure that you get in the home.
Exactly. And that kind of really goes back to picking the right person. You don't have to pick the first agent you come across. Do your research. Look at their reviews, their Google reviews. Ask them questions and see if you're comfortable with them. So choose the right person. And then one little story, because we got to get out of here fairly soon, is that when we put in our bid for our current home, like I said, 12 other people put in the bid around the same time. Our real estate agent recommended that we write a letter to the homeowner just talking about us, our family, why we want this home and stuff like that, right? And with this letter in conjunction with a fair offer is one of the major reasons why the guy selected us. Also, coincidentally, we both had the same last name. And he chose us because he said that he wanted to keep this home, this property that he was living in for 12 years in this last name. Now, it could have just been a joke or whatever, but he chose us. So a lot of time it's the luck of the draw. Because it probably was somebody else that put in the bid similar to us, but they didn't necessarily write a letter introducing themselves. So you do anything you got to do that's ethical to really get this property.
Correct. And just remember that your real estate agent is your partner in the negotiating the details and working with you. So trust them, let them lead you, and know that at the end of the day, if they're working with you, they're working for you, and they only want to make sure that you understand the process, but also are confident in knowing that you're going to get that dream home that you're looking for. So make sure you get out there, connect with an agent. Find me on Instagram at realtor.daniellallen. I love to talk more about your home or selling needs.
And speaking of a realtor, when I say look up the Google reviews, when you have a chance and you're looking for a realtor in North Virginia, look up Donyell, Donyell, Allen, Allen. Look up her Google review. She has an amazing Google reviews. People really took out their time to submit a review, which a lot of people wouldn't do. So take a chance, look at it, and if you like what you see, reach out to her.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Sounds really good.
Happy hunting.